Alright, so I'm going to keep this really simple, really easy. I'm going to put links to everything in the description so that you guys know where to get the lights and everything. I'm sure you guys could find them on Amazon, but it always helps to have a link. So, this is how I did it on my 1988 Honda Civic. It's going to be different on other vehicles. You're going to have to figure that part out as far as getting this out of the car. You might not have to take it out of the car. In fact, you probably won't, depending on how you want to do it. All you really need to do is have access to the back of your cluster, which when it's sitting in the car bolted in, you can generally reach on the back side and access these pretty easily. So here on the back there are, well, first off, there's a bunch of little bulbs in the middle here. These are like, indicators and stuff. Check engine light, seatbelt light, brake light, all of that in the middle here. But then you got your other bulbs down on the sides. They illuminate the backdrop. They're shining into it. So there's two different sizes here, and this one's smaller and then bigger. Now, yeah, these are the stock. The bigger ones in the Honda are 194s. This is the stock. This is a replacement LED. I know this looks blue, has like this little blue plastic cap on it, but it does not illuminate blue. It's just a cap. I'm guessing to disperse light so it doesn't have a hot spot, which can be an issue with these too. Certain LEDs you can have hot spots, which I'll tell you what I did to kind of stop the hot spots from happening. But anyway, yeah, so you remove these from the back, you take out your original bulb, you're going to want to put in your new bulb. Now, it will go in either way, but one way when you put it in, it's not going to light up. Put it in the right way, it will light up. So you might put it in and then you go to turn it on, it doesn't work, and you're like, what the hell? Try spinning it around. See if it lights up that way. If it doesn't that way, then maybe you got another problem. But so big bulbs in these are 194s. That's this guy. Small bulbs, 74s. This one is a red one. Now on the backdrop on this, I used these white bulbs. This one was actually used for the gauges. So I'll move on to the top of this now that shines down on the gauges, because on this older style deal, the needles don't actually light up. On newer cars, you'll see that the needle actually lights up itself. On this, the needles do not light up themselves. They're just white, and there's this cap up here that has bulbs here and here, and those bulbs shine down onto the tops of the needles, and that's what gives the needles their color. So this might only be pertinent to an older vehicle that has this style. So maybe on a newer vehicle, maybe you won't be able to change the color of the needles in that manner anyway. But you should be able to still change the backdrop color. And if you want to change the color of the needles after, or maybe somehow change them, what you can do besides changing the colors of the bulbs is change the color of this plastic here. So as you saw in my photo, my dash that is currently in the vehicle looks blue and pink. The bulbs that I used for this are actually white and red. So the white 194 LED, the red 74 LED. And like I said, for whatever vehicle you're doing this in, you're going to have to find out what size bulbs you need. This is only for the Honda. I'm sure tons of other Hondas, most 90s ones, have all these same size bulbs. But you're going to have to research that part. But that's on you. So anyway, so I used a white bulb and a red bulb. But the outcome was it being blue and pink because I used this film. And all this is a blue film. As you can see, it's making me blue. I'll put the link for this stuff too There's different colors in the link that I'll put for you guys, so you can pick whatever color you want. So when the white shine through this blue, obviously it makes it blue because we stuck this to here. This stuff's sticky. You gotta kind of be precise. It takes some time, cut this stuff and get it on there right. You know, you get air bubbles and stuff. You're gonna want to use a credit card and clean the surface and really take your time. You might have to start over once or twice. Anyway, you get this on there, you get your white lights in the back, that'll make this shine blue. And then now with these red lights that are shining down on the gauges, the gauges would normally just light up red because the light's red. But now that you have this blue light, it changes the color because you're mixing red and blue, so now you get this pinkish color. So then that makes that kind of that whatever the fuck. It makes that fucking color that we're looking for, the color that's in my car. Anyway, and that's it. I mean, it's really up to you what you want to do, the colors that you want to mix. You know, you can get, let's say you want to get green of this. Let's say your needles are orange and you get a green. Whatever green and orange makes a different color. You start changing different bulbs and mixing stuff and getting different colors. That's the experiment fun part of, maybe not so fun, taking it back apart and forth. You know, it took me a little time too, but you know, this is just the stuff that I did, and this stuff is cheap. Like I said, all links will be in the description, and that's pretty much it. I mean, as far as that, if you have any other questions, just ask me. Some cheap stuff that you can do that I did in the past when I was younger, when I had this car many years ago. I wanted to change the color of this stuff, right? So there's this top cap on this older style deal that lights up down in here. I wanted to change the color. Now the original deal, when you lift it up, it has a filter in here, and it kind of helps disperse the light down into the needles with the OG bulb. So I just took that out, you know, left the bulbs in here, and I went down to the dollar store and I went and bought myself a pack of rulers, different colored rulers for school, and I just cut them to size, cut them to shape to put them inside underneath so that the light would shine through them, and then that gave me a different color dash. So I have another older photo from when I had my original blue dash, from when I used the blue ruler piece, and I'll put a picture of that too so you guys can see that. As good as the new one, obviously, but there's a lot of stuff you can do. You just gotta get creative and figure it out. It's up to you guys. That's everything that you need to know. All right, the Tach. You guys were asking about this guy here. Dun 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 dun. It's pretty cool. It's really cheap. I'll put the link for it in the description too. It has a you know, shift light, whatever. It works. It's okay. Get one if you want one. Now, when I did get this, the screen on this was clear, and some of you guys were talking about how it's really bright. It was way too bright when I first got it. So what I did was the same thing that I did to the dash, which I showed you the guys, the one outside of the vehicle there. Here she is in the car again. So you can see the light kind of looks maybe a little different than the photo, but yeah. So I did the same blue film over this plastic piece that I did over the plastic piece for the dash, so that they would match, have the same blue. So I didn't actually change any lights in the Tach. That was fine. I did go down here to the clock. And let me turn on this light for you guys. Oh, I guess that's not very good light. I'll get a little more. So I did go to the clock, and I removed, you can see it's kind of jank, it's an old car, man. I removed this here, and I took out the center piece in here. This still has the original plastic film, but behind this, there was a red film that made the you know, the numbers light up red. So I just took out that red film, and once again, took some of the same blue film that I stuck in the lights here, and you know, made it match. The stereo was already blue, so obviously I didn't do that. Now this, I didn't change the lights back here, but you can change them just as easily as I showed you to change these in the back of this. In the back of the instrument cluster here, you can access and twist out the bulbs, and they're going to be those 194s too. So you can have LEDs all over. The clock, I did not change the light bulb. It was already some kind of LED light board with the numbers and stuff, so it was already pretty bright. So yeah, that's it. You know, pretty easy stuff. Comes out looking pretty good. Takes a little trial and error. You know, this is my color, my setup. There's a lot of options. You can do whatever color you want, different mixtures, kind of like mixing your primary colors in art school or whatever. So yeah, just gotta figure out what you want. That's it, guys. If you guys need to know how to wire up a Tach, let me know.